Hi YouTube, welcome to another episode of Road to Transylvania, where I document my training runs, or at least the big ones, leading up to the 80k of the Transylvania 100, which is about 6 weeks out from now. So I'm getting really close. Training has been going well. I went on holiday last week, but I still did some runs on Corsica, and right now I'm on a very long trail again in Mullerthal Luxembourg, and it will be about 50k. So the goal today is to check out my legs, see how they're holding up at a certain pace, and also to see what kind of equipment works best, how to use it best. It's all just a learning process. The temperature today is mellow for the moment. We are in a 11°C climate, but it promises to get much warmer towards 10 and 11 a.m. when the sun comes out. There should be some clouds, but I'm not counting on those to get through this run. So I got 3 liters of water with me today. I've eaten a bowl of pasta this morning before coming here, and so I am fully prepared for the longest training run that I ever did. So join me on this run, it's gonna be so much fun. So the next section that is coming up will be quite technical. I will have to use my poles. So unfortunately I need both hands to do that, which means I cannot hold the camera. So I'm gonna say goodbye for now and meet you on the top of the hill in Beaufort. See you in a bit. So right now I'm in Beaufort and I'm on an uphill. So I decided that in this training run I will not do too much hard pushing up the hills, so no running up the hills, in order to be able to conserve energy for the end. So the idea here is to really see how well I can do with my energy in order to have longevity. In other words, I want to be able to push much harder at the end, as opposed to pushing all the way through and blowing up towards the middle or towards the end. So I'm doing it slowly today. It's nearly 10 a.m. so the sun is starting to peek through, and I had to change my long sleeve into a t-shirt to make sure that I don't sweat too much, because I'm a natural sweater. I sweat a lot, so that's why I also have all these waters pouches with me. I have 3 liters in total because I'm just a profuse sweater, and as soon as I get a bit too warm I start sweating a lot. So right now I am only 12 kilometers in, so I did more than 10%. I'm feeling good, but I know that there will be a wall soon, in the sense of an actual wall to climb, but also that the wall will come where I will feel tired, I don't feel like moving anymore, and I will have to get through that as well. So far so good, but I'm just waiting for that moment where I don't feel like it anymore and I feel like giving up and I don't want to do it. Let's see what comes. It's almost 10 a.m. so the sun is starting to cast some heat on these forests, and I had to change my long sleeve because I was sweating too much. I am by nature someone that sweats a lot, so whenever I'm on the trail I have to have a lot of water with me because I just go through so much water. And so probably also time to put a hat on this beautiful head of mine. But right now the trail is easy, it's flat, quite boring, and I'm feeling good. But I know that I will have a wall at some point where I will just be physically, perhaps mentally tired, and that's also the reason why I don't run with headphones. The reason for that is because I need to be able to deal with my issues mentally as best as I can, and podcasts and music will not help at all. I learned that lesson on this exact trail when I was running my first Mullerthal Ultra, and I was listening to this podcast and had a guest speaker who said that runners, when they start out, should first do a 10k and then go into a semi-marathon and a marathon and then move gradually up to an ultra. But that's not what I did. Before enrolling into this 110k here in Luxembourg, I had never done any race whatsoever. No 5k, no semi, no marathon, and definitely I had never done an ultra. So I was going through this section, which by the way is one of the hardest sections when you're on this race. Well, that's when this guest speaker said that, and I just mentally crashed. I started walking, I didn't feel like it anymore. It was also a section where the aid station was 20 kilometers away from the previous one, so the setup was great for me to mentally just break down, which I basically did, but I pushed through it and finished that race anyway. But from that I learned to not have too much stuff going into your ears and to be focused on what you're doing. Sure, your mind can drift, you can maybe even meditate, but in the end you have to deal with your own thoughts. There's no podcast that will come and solve your issues when you're on a trail or in a race. So I just crossed kilometer 25. I'm running an average pace of 7 minutes and 30 seconds per kilometer. So I'm doing quite okay. It translates into about an 8 kilometer an hour. The weather is great, to be honest. Not too warm, not too cold, sometimes nice little breeze. So I know what's coming up. In my opinion, this was now the easy section. The elevation gain was about 600 meters in vertical gain. And right now I'm on the top of a hill. And next up will be La Rochette. And after that we will have a bunch of climbs to master. So far, so good. No walls. Let's hope that this pace and this emotional and mental state of mind will hold up. I'm eating every single hour a snack. So far so good. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Well, I just crossed kilometer 30 and I'm still feeling good. I'm trying to keep the heart rate under the 150 beats per minute. And what is interesting is that this was the first time that I did this staircase there in La Rochette. I felt good going up, and when I was at the top I didn't feel like I had to catch my breath. It's the first time that I realized actually that maybe running slower is what makes you get further faster. Might be a bit counterintuitive, but I think this is the main lesson that I have to learn from this training session. So further up, I will have only flats, one major climb, then some more hills until I drop down into Blumenthal. But so far I'm doing okay. So I have 20 kilometers left. Although I think I will not make the 50k, I think it will be less. I'll probably end with a 48 or 49k, which is still a good training session and a new high for me. And honestly, this is the first time that I feel this confident going forward, and I don't feel worried about the kilometers ahead yet. I mean, still a lot can happen, but so far so good. Moyenne. Merci. Now this is kilometer 39.5. I'm on the trail for 5 hours and 2 minutes, more or less. And I finally hit that wall. It came at kilometer 34, and it has to do more with gear than anything physical. So right now my ribs, they hurt from this new pack that I bought, which somehow compresses either my ribs or it's the sticks that bump against it. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's not comfortable anymore. Having a bit of trouble breathing. And the lesson here is that when I go for the Transylvania, I need to bring at least 2 packs in order to make sure that I can switch them out during the race, because clearly after 5 hours any pack will start to either chafe or hurt or do something to you. At this time it's clear that this is not comfortable, and if I would have to do another, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 hours with this pack, I would probably give up just because the pack is annoying me. Okay, enough chit chat. Time for me to continue. I don't think that's much left. It feels like I'm 8 kilometers away, so I will probably end up doing a 47k, but I'm feeling physically good, so let's get this done. Let's finish this training session, put it in the books, and get a good nap afterwards. And I made it. So what do we have here? 45 kilometers, 0.86, so almost 49. Sorry, 46. I did it in 5 hours and 47 minutes. Not bad. I still had a little bit left, some fuel left in the tank, so I could have gone maybe a bit faster. But to be fair, this was the first time that I did this. I did an average of 7.35 minutes per kilometer. Not too shabby in my opinion. It's a new milestone for me, and as you can tell, I'm a bit tired, so it's time to go home, take a shower, have a meal, have a nap. In any case, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.